So, welcome everybody to today's weekly town hall meeting, August 21st, 2023. Today's agenda is small project and development updates, marketing updates. So, Bobinson, take it away with project and development updates, please.
Thank you, Kelly. So, to begin with, we have our engineering matrix. So, this is the same Dora matrix. I've just shown the summary here. This is a comparison over last week's engineering performance or output, which compared against previous 3 months. So, over the last week, our change lead time or the time for release from the first commit, it has been just 3.4 days, which is 87 or like 88 times faster than the entirety of the previous 3 months. And moving on to the throughput, which is the number of uh, PRs per developer, that is whooping 110 or 111 percentage more than uh, the average of previous 3 months. Essentially, 8.5 per week was the average, but now it's 18. And our deployment frequency is also increased dramatically. We have two deployments per week. The last one, the CFR, is probably not very accurate, but we have no. But at the same time, it shows that we had no errors on the production, and most of these comes from the activity around together or the Toto dApp, and it will be across various repositories for Toto, the primary development repo, plus the smart contract ones and the related ones. And also, we have been uh, creating a lot of supporting tools, primarily various blockchain deployment tools. So those activity is reflecting our ramp up towards release of Toto. Yeah, so this is some excellent metrics on display here. So with that, let's move on to individual product updates. Next slide. Yeah. So we have been trying to finalize the release of Peerplays 1, and what has happened is we have found out a special case scenario which we were aware but we didn't anticipate to run into in the testnets. So this is an interesting scenario where when we are trying to withdraw the native assets, or rather any assets from Peerplays to Ethereum. Uh, if the balance on the Sun account is zero, there was a possibility of uh, this being considered as a withdrawal. That is, if you're trying to uh, refill the Sun account, instead of refilling, the Suns might end up thinking that this is a withdrawal and the Sun account will never get refilled. So, due to the extensive testing on the testnet, our Sun account was emptied out, and we have ended up triggering this special case on the testnet. This means we have to handle the withdrawal of the native asset from Peerplays to Ethereum in a as a special case. That is not all the withdrawal attempts, or the whenever we are sending funds from any Peerplays account to Sun account, and not all of them uh, will be an attempt to withdraw the funds. So we are making these changes right now. And in addition to this, we also had a couple of other fixes which went in the last couple of weeks. So this means we'll have to do another beta release. It will be 1.5.25 this week, and we will roll it out for the public testnet group. And this has to be tested before we proceed with the mainnet. So this was not exactly a bug, but we were aware of the scenario, but we were anticipating to handle this in a slightly different manner after the mainnet release. But now, since we have ended up reproducing it on the testnet, we have no way but to address this. So that's on Paperless 1. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide. On Paperless 2, most of our work, or rather work where we can, where something is reflected in the repo is around creation of a private chain environment, which is going to be primarily used for the Toto or Together dApp. Um, so what we've done is we've created a environment which runs 11 nodes and certain backup or archive nodes in the substrate terminology. Then we were missing a few um, essentials like persistence of the produced blocks across sessions. So we have a Docker environment which is now persistent, which will now persist the blocks which is generated, and there is also guidelines and examples for deploying this private chain, having the block protection, having the backups via syncing, etc. So this has been one major activity that's going on, and we are also exploring how to deal with the drastic increase in size, which the RocksDB database with Peerplays to us showing. So what's happening is the block production size is it's almost or the rather the blockchain, it is growing at a rate of around 100 MB per hour. So that's little too high, and we are exploring how to handle this. And apparently, this seems to be mostly to do with a RocksDB database, and it's a common uh, observation from various other products, not just blockchains, but also from other products. Apparently, what's happening is the RocksDB, which is used for storage, it is by the looks of it, it's configured with its default settings. So we're looking at ways to optimize so that we can reduce the space usage. So even though, so what's happening right now is that the size increases drastically if you're continuing to run the chain without stopping it. But when if you stop and restart it, these uh, temp- uh, seemingly temporary or cache files created by RocksDB is getting played. So we are exploring ways to trigger the same mechanism so that we can reclaim a lot of space. So that is another activity which we're working on right now. Another friend, we have a newer substrate version, which is used with the latest stable version of Polkadot. So we're trying to upgrade our version to our substrate version to the same. That work is in progress. And lastly, most critical aspects, uh, where our R&D on implementation of the consensus, it's progressing. So earlier, we're looking at uh, implementation of proof of pulse. So we have various options like implementing this from scratch, or rather extending some of these existing algorithms like BAPE or Aurora. So we are exploring the possibility for that. And there are other critical questions around proof of pulse regarding how to handle the node selection, and if certain blocks goes down, node block producers goes down beyond a certain threshold, how to handle it, etc. So these scenarios are there. So we're trying to understand these scenarios and come up with means to address them. That's on Pair Plus 2, and we'll have our first dApp using the private chain uh, running this week. And so we're looking forward for that. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So our Together application, I've been mentioning this as Together app over the previous many months. So this application will be rebranded as Toto, and we have the final MVP releases available. And starting from Friday, we are trying to deploy this uh, to the production environment. So the final integration of various components is going on. From a high level, we have completed all the necessary development. This means the blockchain, OpenAI integration, payment with Stripe, Postgrid for sending the physical letters, SendGrid for the emails, image upload. The whole workflow is completed, but at the same time, there are a few integration hiccups which we identified in the last moment. So we are working on addressing those. Uh, and Parallelly, we have designed the infrastructure for this. So this will be deployed in a data center with using physical servers, and we're provisioning VMs on those, and these VMs will be we're attempting to create a high availability environment using these VMs and network configurations, VLANs and such. So this particular configuration is available to us late last week. So we're trying to now, at this point, we're trying to provision the necessary software and trying to make the environment available for production. Um, yeah, I think one other point I wanted to mention is the application is right now it is optimized for mobile applications. Sorry, mobile browsers. The support for desktop browsers will be coming up in the near future. So we're working towards deploying this to the final production environment, and more details like the URLs and everything will be shared in the next meetings. So that's most of the activity from the development team. Oh yeah, and over the last week, we've been huddling together and attempting to complete the uh, final deployment of Toto. So there's like a lot of people over the call, and uh, like multiple teams were huddled together and attempting to get this completed. So I appreciate everyone who stayed late and attempted to do this. So this week we have to get the work completed, and looking forward for that. That's it from the development team. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Robinson. Vlad, marketing and content updates, as well as Oksana.
Hey, good morning. So, most of our latest content around all socials really has been centered around the need for decentralized, human focused digital currency. And we will start to introduce um, some sort of different series of content soon. Again, going back to static content. LinkedIn continues to grow really fast. We're gaining around 150 to 200 new followers per week. And all we're doing there is we're reposting everything that we're posting everywhere else, but we're also sharing posts from people that we find relevant. So if we see anyone from the community posting anything about Peerplays or anything like that, or use of one of our hashtags, we're going to repost it. On the search and gather front, they have received our landing pages, and we have launched the email course, sort of testing it right now and making the final tweaks. And all the pixel analytics and socials have been set up for Toto. We have initiated a Hype Fury and Buffer and Zapier integration, and all of our content is tracked in Notion. Next slide, please. So the newsletter went out a couple days ago, and we had almost 800 opens last night. It's near 1,000 today, and provided updates mostly around Peerplays 2.0. The community has been very active lately, and people are asking about timelines on what to expect for new launches and how many launches to expect. We continue to encourage them to sign up for our newsletter. I know many people hadn't. This is the best way, really, to stay informed on a biweekly basis. And refer to our efforts regarding moving to a substrate chain. to any developers who may be interested in building dApps. We may be making our blockchain more programmable soon, so we want to get any developers who are interested on board and in line with our tech. Yeah, that's all for me.
Hello, everyone. So we are continuing our focus on SEO. We are intensified keyword optimization and research, elevating Peerplays visibility in search results. This endeavor drives organic traffic and extends our audience reach. We are exploring AI tools to streamline content creation. These tools efficiently produce high quality content for diverse audience segments, enriching our engagement strategies. Regular updates and optimization measures have been applied to peerplays.com, refining the performance and user experience. Technical issues are promptly addressed to ensure smooth navigation and fast loading times. We are closely monitoring peerplays.com using analytics tools, analyzing metrics like page views, bounce rates, and conversions. These insights guide data-backed enhancements. Next slide, Kelly, please. A comprehensive branding guideline document has been compiled, serving as a reference for consistent application of brand elements from color palettes to typography and logo usage. And currently, I designed the PDF for the document. Incorporating Peerplays branding guideline, we've delved into design experiments that respect the brand identity. We're innovating within these parameters to contemporize the brand visual language. Next slide, Kelly, please. So I was working on multiple designs for Toto cover page for the course we were launching, experimenting with dynamic elements that enhance user engagements and provide a polished user experience. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Oksana and Vlad. And that is it for today. We'll have collaborations in 2 weeks, bi-weekly meeting. So thank you all so much for joining us, August 21st, 2023, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.